Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Very warm welcome to all of you this Monday morning. I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas week. I hope you have recharged, regained your energy, and ready to crush it in 2016. I know I am, so I'm already preparing, and that's why today's webinar is actually about how to prepare to have a successful 2016, because 2016 starts now, not in a week's time or whatever. So now is the time where you want to start preparing for it to really, really, really crush it. So what I'm gonna do is just quickly share my screen with you guys. Share screen, entire screen, share. Okay. Awesome. So as you can see on the right hand side here, we have a chat box. If you have any questions or anything at all you would like to ask or add or just pick my brain on, you can type in your questions here on the right hand side. So let's go right into it. So how to prepare for the new 2016. Okay, so first step that I would really, really strongly recommend is to look through your diary for 2015. Now, the reason why I say that is because you've just had the whole year of business. Now, the chances are, if you do have a diary, if you don't have a diary, then you need to go and get one for 2016 for sure. But if you had a diary for 2015, if you flick through all of the pages of your diary for 2015, you will find a bunch of appointments that you had, a bunch of contacts that you made, maybe somebody you forgot to follow up, and things like that. Almost without exception, every time I look back from my diary, I found, oh, I was supposed to follow up with this person, but they didn't answer the phone, and then we sort of lost touch or whatever, right? So there will be contacts already in your diary that you can work in 2016 that you haven't yet finished dealing with in 2015. So for example, let's say you spoke to somebody 6 months ago and they said, you know what, I'm not ready for to start a business right now. This is an ideal opportunity. Go, hey, it's a brand new year, we spoke 6 months ago, are you ready? Is there any changes in your whatever, right? So really, really important to go over what happened. And if you're using some contact management system, then go through that. If you go through back through your emails, through your WhatsApp messages, through your Facebook messages, and you'll have a bunch of people that you have spoke to within the last year, but maybe you haven't followed up with them. Maybe you sent them some information, but they didn't get back to you, and you didn't follow up, and they sort of disappeared. So really, really important to spend some time to just go over the last year and see, is there anything that I can use for the 2016? Because sometimes people go, okay, so when 2016 starts, then I'm going to start looking for people. Well, it's not really the time to start looking for people. You should already have a list of people that you're going to be approaching as soon as the 2016 starts or whatever, right? So you need to prepare for that, and the chances are you have loads of contacts. You just need to go over the past messages in your phone and things like that, and you'll find people that you haven't followed up, etc. Also, it allows you to take account of your 2015. Again, you need to analyze it and to say, okay, so where am I in my 2015? How did it do? Etc. Like I like to say to people, sometimes people say I have 10 years experience, and I go, no, 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 no. What you have is 1 year's experience repeated 10 times. So don't repeat the same mistakes. Look over your 2015 and just for yourself, be sort of real with yourself and go, okay, so where did I succeed in this year? What went well and what could be improved? What I maybe didn't do so well, etc. So make sure that you analyze that. Okay, so that's 2015. So once you've gone over that, you should have a bunch of contacts to follow up with, etc. So then the second thing you want to do before the 2016 starts is set your goals for 2016. Again, I'm a strong believer in goals, because I always compare them to a football game. And I say, if you took away the goals from the football game, it wouldn't be very, very interesting, wouldn't it? It would be 20 idiots running around the field with a ball, right? So that's not very exciting to watch. However, many people live their life like that. They don't have a goal. which means because goal gives the direction, right? So if they don't have a goal in their life, it's sort of a directionless life. They get up, go to work, come back, go to sleep, watch some telly, whatever, right? So they live their life without any direction, without any idea of where they are going, and they're just hoping for something to happen or for something to change and their life to become really, really good, for a change or whatever, right? And again, that doesn't happen that often, right? So again, you want to set goals. So there's few different types of things you can set. Now, especially if we talk about the business, first of all, you want to set an effectiveness level goal. Okay, so where do I want to be in 2016? And this can be a couple of goals, not just one goal where I want to be by December 31st, but you might want to set one, within the next 3 months, what I want to hit, then within the next 6 months, then within the next 9 months, and then maybe within the next year, or whatever. You are in control of your journey, and you will know how to set your goal and what you want to achieve. But it's important to set that goal. Unless you put it down, unless you committed to it, then it's not going to happen for sure. So you need to say to yourself, okay, this is what I'm doing this year, and I always say, reach for the stars, at least you're going to land on the moon. So I'd rather you set a larger goal and then sort of miss it, but still go way, way beyond where you are right now, than set something very, very comfortable and then actually hit it, but then don't actually progress very much. So that's first. Second type of goal that I definitely set for myself is number of people to recruit. And that's personal, right? So how many people do you want to recruit personally? So that can be per week, that can be per month, that can be within the next year, or whatever, right? So again, set those goals. How many people do I want to be recruiting? And I suggest every week instead of for the whole year, because the reason being is that you catch the fire early. If you set yourself a goal to recruit, I don't know, let's say 3 people a week, and a week passed and you have 0 recruits, a second week passed and you have 0 recruits, then you can catch it early and go, hey, something is not right. I set out a goal to have 3 a week and I haven't recruited. If you set the goal for the whole year, you might set a goal to recruit, I don't know, 150 people within the next year. But then, a couple of weeks pass. Well, hey, I still got the whole year, right? So it's not really important. So you don't really catch it early. Then you catch it late when it's too late to do something about it. So if I were you, I'd set daily and weekly goals instead, because this way you are in control then. Also, the third one is number of people in the team. So number of people within your team. So how many people, let's say you have so many right now, how many people you want your team to grow over the next 12 months? And that's, again, an important factor, because this way then that's a vision, and you can share that vision with your team as well. So you can then sit down with your team and go, hey guys, I want our team to go from this many people to this many people. Are you with me? Do you want to be part of that? Do you want to be, do you want that growth to be in your team? And then work with them, right? Okay, the fourth one is events goal. So again, what sort of events do you want to attend this year? Probably it goes without saying that you should be attending as many of your company events as possible. So if there's a conference, or if there's a training, or if there's a open day, or if there's whatever, I would try to get in all of those, because again, like Jim Rohn used to say, some of those events will be life-changing. Unfortunately, you don't know which ones will be life-changing, so you need to attend all of them. But then also outside your company, other events that can help you to learn something, to grow, whatever, what events are you planning to attend this year? How are you planning to invest in yourself by attending these events? Okay, local business opportunity meetings, national events and things like that, so make sure that you set out. And one of the best things to do is to find out the dates and to write them in your diary right away. So, I have a lot of dates already filled in. My 2016 diary is already filling up, because I already know when going to be the local meetings, when going to be the national meetings, etc. And I'm already jotting them down and planning ahead with them. Things like international events. Are you planning to participate in the international company events? Are you planning to qualify for them? And are you planning to go to them, etc. If you are, then they should be in your diary, because if they're not in your diary, then they don't exist. Okay, really, really important. Okay, the next one is your income goal. Now, the income goal, absolutely important. How much money do you want to be making right? So per month, per year, whatever, right? Decide what sort of income bracket do you want to hit, and that will probably correspond very well with the effectiveness level. So if you decide to become a diamond, the chances are that your income will be similar to what diamonds make, right? So you need to calculate that again, and what do you want to achieve, right? Okay, the other one is health goal. All right, so it's not just about business, right? What in terms of your health, what would you like to improve within the next 12 months in terms of your health? Maybe it's losing some weight, maybe it's I don't know, just improving your health, maybe getting more vitamins in your body, maybe improving your nutrition, maybe whatever, right? Well, do you want to improve your health over the next 12 months? Then we have personal development goal. And as you know, in order for you to earn more, you need to learn more, right? So personal development goal and learning goal are the two very similar goals. So how do you want to invest in yourself over the next 12 months? Maybe you actually gonna get some CDs and stop listening to the negative news on the radio. Instead, start playing something educational, motivational in your car. Maybe you'll put that on your phone. Maybe you'll attend a training course once a week or once a month or whatever, right? How are you going to invest in yourself? How are you going to grow your own value? Maybe you're going to start reading 30 minutes every morning before you get out of bed, to invest in yourself or whatever. Doing even these small things, it might not look like significant, but if you read 30 minutes every morning, guess what? You're going to go through a lot of books within the next year. So that's really, really, really important. Okay. Number 3 then is take inventory of your assets. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is look through your organization. Especially if you're building a team, look through your team and say, okay, who do I have in my team who are assets? Who do I have? How many points do we do right now? How many countries is my team in? How many towns? Whatever, right? Look through it. Take inventory of your assets. What do you currently already have in your business that is an asset, that is making you money, that is working, right? And look through that. Take inventory of your assets. Number 4, identify your MVPs, or most valuable players. So again, if you're building a team, look through your team and say, okay, who are my top people? Who are my big guns, in this business? Who are these people? And I'd say have a meeting with them. Say, hey guys, I'm putting together a leaders meeting, and you are invited because I think you're a leader. And invite those people and have a conversation with them, plan the next 2016, ask what they want to achieve, what you want to do. Maybe you can work together, put your heads together, have a common vision, and grow the business. Number 5, identify your mentors, right? So again, think, who are the people that I'm going to be working with over the next 12 months? And these people are going to be mentoring you, right? So these people are not from your team, they are your leaders, right? So who are the people I want to be working closely over the next 12 months? Because guess what? If you're on your own, it's very, very, very difficult to do that. It's very difficult to keep yourself motivated. It's very difficult to keep yourself disciplined if you are not accountable to anybody. This is why in the job world, even the CEOs and the company directors have somebody that they have to respond to. They have the board of investors or shareholders or whatever that they have to be accountable to, because this way there is some sort of a feeling of accountability. Unfortunately, in business, very often people enjoy the freedom of not being accountable to anybody, which means they can do whatever they want, and there's nobody's going to say anything bad to them. Nobody's going to whatever, give them a hard talk, etc. But if you really, really want to grow, guess what? You need somebody that you can be accountable to. You need somebody who can kick your ass, pardon my French, and tell you, what, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not doing what you need to be doing to get those results. If you carry on doing what you do right now, it ain't gonna work, you know. And for me, that's very important. I have a bunch of people that I am accountable to, because this way they help me to grow, they help me to stay on track, they help me to really take account of what am I doing, etc. So it's really, really important. So choose somebody, you know. If you haven't been working with a mentor very closely, whatever, go upline, you know, find a person within your leadership who will be willing to spend the time, and who will be willing to be the you know, to give you the tough love, you know, to be the person who will tell you as it is, not just say, oh yes, yes, everything is wonderful, but who will tell you, you know what, this week you done absolutely amazing, or this week, you know, you sort of, you know, haven't been around much, right? What's happening, right? So they can be in touch with you. But again, this person is not the person who's going to be chasing you. It's the person that you will be chasing every single week, saying, hey, I want to do, you know, let's do our weekly call, you know, and I want to tell you what I did this week, you know, what I achieved, what sort of challenges I had. Maybe you have some, you know, ideas to help me with those challenges, etc. So that person is not, this is business, you know, this is not a nursery school, you know. So the leader is not going to be chasing you every week. If you think about that, you know, that's not going to happen. But you will be chasing that leader, or you'll ask that leader to say, look, can you give me half an hour every week or whatever, so we can go over my business and you can give me ideas and tips and advice, and especially if I hit some challenges, etc. Really, really important asset to have somebody like that who can help you, you know. I'm blessed to have quite a few of these mentors who I can go to, you know, when the going gets tough and when I have challenges, I can go to them and go, hey, you know, I'm having this problem, what would you suggest to do, you know. And it always helps, you know. Okay, 6, study incentives for 2016. Again, it surprises me, it really surprises me how many people are in business and they don't study incentives. They don't actually learn what's gonna, you know, what sort of incentives they have for the next year, how can they qualify for them, how can they maximize their earnings and things like that. You know, I don't know anybody of getting a job somewhere in a job world and starting that job without even knowing how much they will be paid. They probably know how much they will be paid before they even go to the interview. Whereas here, so many people are in business and they sort of, yeah, well, I hope I'll be rich one day, right? But they don't actually know exactly how to achieve all the incentives and exactly how to earn the most money and to hit the highest levels and to get the best prizes and everything, right? You need to study those things. You need to spend time and understand and learn those incentives, not only for you, but also for the new team members. You know, you can actually build your whole business and your whole recruiting strategy can be around incentives. You know, when you present the business to somebody, all you need to do is next 10 days, this is what you're going to get. And if you do this within the next 3 months, this is what you're going to get. And if you do this over the next 12 months, this is what you're going to qualify for, etc. And that sometimes is enough and more than anything else, you know. So knowing incentives is extremely important. If you don't know them, spend time to learn them and to understand them, because if you don't understand them, guess what? None of your team members will understand them because you won't be able to teach them. Okay, number 7, develop your DMO, or daily method of operation. Like I said, you want to catch this fire early. So don't have, you know, you might want to have your weekly plans and your monthly plans, but you want to have a daily method of operation. And this is almost almost like a strategy for every single day. You know, so this is not your to-do list. Your to-do list is, yes, you jot down in your diary, tomorrow I need to do that, that, and that, and that, etc. But your daily method of operation is something that you do every single day. So these are not just random appointments that just popped up, etc. But these are the things you're going to be doing every single day. So for example, I have about 8 things on my list that is stuck in, you know, in front of me now, actually, on my desk. And those 8 things I do every single morning. So as soon as I get up every single morning, I do those 8 things, right? So they are like a checklist, like a daily method of operation that I know I have to do every single day, right? So this is the things you want to create. And again, think around the time allocation. How much time you're allocating to different things. So reality is that about 30% of your time should be for prospecting. So it should be for piquing interest. So 30% of your business time, I'm not talking for the time you spend to go to work or for the time if you're still part-time, and for the other things you do, but I'm talking your business time. So if you say, okay, in every day I will allocate 3 hours to my business, then 1 hour of those 3 hours should be for piquing interest, for prospecting, for finding new people who potentially might be interested in your business or your product. The other 30% should be for following up and presenting to them and showing them the business and etc. So once you found somebody who's interested, then you'll book an appointment and you will meet up with them, etc. And the other 30% should be spent on getting people started, showing them how things work, etc. So as you can see, about 90% of your time should be around either finding people, either presenting to them, or getting them started in business, because this is what's going to drive your business. And the other 10% is for all the other things like attending a training or watching a webinar or whatever. That is just that should be a small part of your business time. Most of your business time should be concentrated on income producing activities. And the only income producing activities that you can do in business is either attracting new people who will join the business or attracting new customers who will buy the product. That's it. Everything else you do, it's preparation to work. It's not work, right? So really, really important to assess and look, okay, what's my daily method of operation? How much time am I spending daily on finding new people for my business? How much time am I spending daily on finding new customers for my business? Because sometimes we start concentrating and focusing on all the other stuff that doesn't really affect our income that much. Okay, number 8 is prepare your business tools. Okay, so again, do you have business cards and do you need them? I mean, if you don't need them, you don't need to have them, right? But if you need them, do you have them? Do you have your flyers, your brochures, your samples, your catalogs, your whatever, right? All your business tools, are they ready for the next year? Are you ready for the next year, right? Have you prepared them? Have you got them ready, so that as soon as, you get started, you have everything handy, you have everything ready and prepared, right? Do you have your presentation tools? Do you have your getting started tools? Do you have everything you need to really effectively run your business like a machine, right? Where everything is working like a clockwork, right? You don't have any random stuff, etc. You know the whole process. So from piquing somebody's interest to presenting them the business, to getting them started, to looking after them, as they progress in the business. Do you have the whole thing laid out? Do you know what's the process? When the new person starts and says, okay, so what's going to happen now? Do you go, I'm not sure what's going to happen now? Or do you actually have the whole plan and you can go, okay, so now, number 1, this is what's going to happen. Number 2, this is what's going to happen. Number 3, this. You need to have the business as a system and structure, okay? And the last one, I was thinking actually quite a while about should I include it or not, because again, it depends on where sort of in business the person is. But I thought, what, I'm going to go ahead and include it because it is, I believe, important. It's plan your social media presence. Now, you want it or not, and it doesn't matter whether you're 16-year-olds or you're 75 years old, the world is progressing. And a lot of the action and a lot of things are happening on social media. Things like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it. There's so many. And a lot of things are happening there. A lot of people are generating business there. A lot of people are generating customers there. A lot of people are generating new business partners there, etc. So again, for some of you, because you haven't been into it so much, it might seem a little bit overwhelming. And what I would say, start with one or a few. Don't try to start with all of the social networks in one go. Choose one and work on it. Social media is all about providing and producing content. So it's about producing something that other people like. It's not about sell. Put just your products and your company up, etc., and you hope for somebody. Some people do that, and it's a bit of a brute force strategy. I wouldn't recommend it. To be perfectly honest with you, I would only put pictures of product or name of the company on a dedicated page for that product or for that company. on my personal social media, I wouldn't necessarily put the products or the company. I'd rather put something that will pique interest. That's why I keep saying it about piquing interest. If I put something, with my company name and my products on there, etc., that is not piquing interest. That's sort of already telling the whole story, because the person looks at it and goes, well, I know what company he's in and I know what products he sells, not interested, right? And that's it. It's game over. And I haven't even had a chance yet. So instead, if you follow me on social media, you'll see that the stuff I'm posting is the stuff that piques interest. It's the stuff that makes people curious. They go, well, how does that work? And what is this home-based business? And how can I earn extra money from home? And how does that work, right? But they can't. The only way to find out is for them to contact me. The only way to find out is to go, hey, Gediminas, what is it that you're posting about? Or what is this all about? Or tell me how. How does that work? Now I'm in the control of our conversation. I'm in control of what sort of information I'm going to give them and how I'm going to present it, etc. So this is where you want to be really, really careful on how your social media. But you can have a separate page, Facebook page, where you do just about the product and you put the product every single day and different tips and advice about the products, etc. And it can be concentrated just solely around your product. So it depends really on your strategy, but you need to start doing something. If you haven't been doing much, you need to start doing something. So I'd say if you're brand new to this thing, just start with one. Maybe start with Facebook and start posting pictures and things like that on Facebook. If you prefer video, start on YouTube. Start putting videos on YouTube, and they don't have to be an hour-long webinars, etc. They can be just a couple of minutes, a tip of the day or whatever, right? And start putting out content, because content on the internet is like a virtual real estate. You know how you build a house and it's there forever, sort of, right? Exactly the same way when you put something on the internet, whether it's a picture or it's a video or it's an article or a blog article or whatever, it is there forever. So even though as soon as you wrote it or as soon as you put it there, you might have not got a million, likes or comments or shares or whatever, but it is there forever. So a year from now, somebody can go on it and go, hey, I'm interested. Let me find out how does that work. I want to join that team, right? Or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years from now, somebody can read through that information and go, that actually sounds quite interesting. I would be interested in looking more. So it's like a virtual real estate. And the more of this content you put out there, the more people will actually come across it and perhaps, will use it or will get in touch with you, etc. And so that's, again, the idea is about putting the content out there and building this real estate, right? So decide what you want to do, whether it's a blog or it's a social, if it's pictures or it's video or whatever you used to or whatever you like doing, and maybe start doing one of those. Again, don't spend too much time on this. Don't start spending now 90% of your business time on your social media, because that definitely should not be your primary source of building business. But it can be one of the sources, right? It can be one of the strategies. So it's important for you to just do some of it, right? It can be part of your DMO where you go, every morning I'll post something, on my Facebook page or whatever, right? You decide the strategy, right? But don't spend too much time on it, but start spending some of the time on it, because the world is moving on and social media is playing a very, very big role in that. All right, guys. So I hope you found value from this. I hope you will be able to implement some of this stuff over the next coming days before we finish the year. I hope some of these will be good for you to really apply in your business right away. And some of them maybe during the year as well, etc. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me and ask me these questions. If you're watching a recording of this webinar on YouTube, then make sure you click the red button to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you'll get all the other trainings as soon as they come out. If you're watching this on our blog, or if you'd like more trainings like these, you can check out titaniumsuccess.co.uk/blog. So you'll find other training webinars like this and other trainings regarding the business, so you can learn from them as well. Follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Periscope as well. If you're not on Periscope yet, we do some live trainings there, live video trainings on Periscope too. So do stay in touch. Do take advantage of these. Also, get your team members to attend these trainings, because again, if you're getting value from this, the chances are your team members will get value from that too. So again, really, really important. Okay, fantastic. Have a fantastic week and the end of the year, and then the next webinar will already be in the new year. All right, bye for now, and I'll see you at the top.